Welcome back. This week, I'm going to chat to you about the need to rest. As a highly sensitive person, I've always felt that I feel that I have less energy than other people and that I always need to rest more, have more quiet time to balance myself out. And that's fine. But many people I know are experiencing a lot. There's a lot going on in the world, and whether that's affecting us personally or not, I think on an energetic level, many of us are feeling quite tired. And as a highly sensitive person and an artist, I think there are extra layers in this for me and possibly for you. So that's what I am feeling called to talk to you about today. Yesterday, I had to have a nap in the morning. It was Sunday, my precious day off for creating in whatever way my soul leads me to on that day. And I was just so exhausted that I needed to sit down for a couple of hours. And that's not uncommon for me in the afternoon after I've been doing, but to have to do it first thing on a Sunday morning instead of getting up and jumping into what, exciting creative practice that I'd chosen to follow that day was really annoying, if I'm honest. It wasn't what my ego wanted. But I tapped in and I listened and I exercised really good self-care and I followed through. So I didn't meditate. I didn't read. I did a little contemplation, but mostly I just sat and allowed myself to feel tired. So this is interesting and new territory for me because I judge it. We are all conditioned to produce, to do, to such a high level. I don't think we fully understand just how wound up and conditioned we are. I know some people can't even sit in meditation. I know it took me years to be able to do that, to unwind the monkey mind slowly but surely and unwind the conditioning. And although in theory I feel that I'm at peace with, resting, clearly I'm not, because I judged it yesterday. And I felt miffed that rest had encroached into my creative time. So I sat with that and loved it and just acknowledged that that's how I was feeling. And after 2 hours, I got up and I did some watercolor painting and I felt much, much better. So I have proven time and time again that if I actually follow my body's guidance and rest, more creativity flows. As if I push upstream on a day where I'm feeling exhausted, the work is never as good because I'm pushing. It doesn't have the same energy or motivation behind it. So I encourage you to start to listen to your body, start to listen to the wisdom of your body and follow it. Start to develop the awareness of balance. Like, when do you push through? When do you take the time to rest? When do you sit and contemplate? When do you meditate? All of these things will be different for each of us, but are all integral and part of our journey. The second thing I'd like to talk about is, as an artisan, my mind goes into creative overdrive on a fairly regular basis. Now, I love Pinterest and I have to very carefully moderate how much time I spend on there because my mind just gets overloaded with all of the creative possibilities. And I'm a Gemini, so it's like, let's start this one, let's do this one, let's do this one. Now, I do that. I have multiple projects on the go. I own that. But generally, I finish them all as well. But it's finding that balance between that beautiful spark of creative artistic inspiration, and then knowing which ones feel authentic, knowing which ones to follow, because we can't possibly follow all of them. I'd have to live to 100, who knows, infinity, to realize all the designs that I have put into my sketchbook, all the Pinterest boards I have. So it's managing our inspiration and managing our self-care and managing our need to rest, and then not judging any of it. I love my artistic nature. I love the fact that I'm never bored, ever bored. When I meet someone and they go, "Oh, I'm bored," it's like, really? Bored? This life is amazing. It is so full of creative possibilities that shit, it just lights me up thinking about it. But then if I go too far down that track, it exhausts me because I get overloaded and I want to do everything. So I have been taking more time out in meditation every day, sometimes twice a day if I can. It's not if I can, if I choose to, let's be honest. If I choose to put down my stitching, which is a kind of meditation in its own right, and it absolutely is. I see that more as a nervous system regulation. But for me, meditation is when I sit in stillness. So different for everybody. It's knowing the balance, finding the balance for me, and it might look different from one day to the next, or 1 week or next, 1 month to the next. But understanding, having the awareness to understand where the creative impulse is coming from, which ones to follow, and which ones just to park in the sketchbook or the design board. I think they all have merit. They all have fun. I love a mood board. It's one of my favorite things to put together. I love my sketchbooks, plural. There's multiple of them. I love my design books. But I don't have to realize them all, because part of the beauty of the creative process is the process. It's not the focused on the finished item. And my students really struggle with this. I've got folders of sample embroideries. Now, for me, I can justify that because I teach. And so over the years, I've done hundreds of them because I was learning new skills, putting together new ideas, and I utilize them. But I've been able to offer my students this idea that it's not always about an outcome. It's about engaging with the creative process, listening to that energy, and valuing the creative process as it is, the energy that you shift into when that creative flow comes through. And in the same way, I'm now choosing to apply that to having a nap, if that's what my body tells me I need, to sitting in the sunshine and allowing the healing rays of the sun to heal my body, to sit in meditation, to read a book, to be in contemplation. All of these things nourish me. All of these things are for self-care. They're tools that I use, and I'm offering them to you. How do you use them? How do you view them? How do you think about them? How, as creatives, or how many women do I meet who just cannot justify the time that they put into their creativity? And it pisses me off because I prioritize it. I base my whole life around it because it's that important to me. And in the same vein, I do it to myself because I judge myself if I need to take a nap. And I don't see replenishing my body by resting as important as making this YouTube video or as important as working on my art illustrations, or as important as teaching a student. And that's not correct, because if I look at it in a balanced way, it is exactly as important as anything else in my life. So there's my challenge, or my offering, or my inspiration to you today. How do you feel about rest? Can you listen to your body and follow it? And where might it lead you if you do? From my heart to yours, I'll see you again next week.